Good morning, Shannon. It's Thursday, January 26th. Pardon me for not being as ecstatic as you were yesterday. I will try to muster the energy, but it's been a long days of days. This video is coming to you in n parts, where n is a subset of the natural numbers. Nerd jokes, nerd jokes, nerd jokes. You can't really do it with a laptop. Part 1, for You're Strong. I'm ecstatic that you like them. Especially, because like I said, they are probably one of my favorite bands of all time right now. And I actually had to go back and check which song I linked to you first, because all the ones I linked to I love. So, also, I have trouble pronouncing the word Q. I usually pronounce it Kue, though. Kue, I don't know. But never key. That just doesn't make any sense. Part 2, Lead Crystal. So, the part where it is, in fact, definitely lead, but is not a crystal, I don't know what that means. It's probably safe. I don't know. Don't swallow it. I trust you're mature enough to not do that. Part 3, Unicorns vs. Zombies. Okay, so quite frankly, I can't find you any zombies that have lasted 17 years that have only lost a leg and a horn, because I don't know any, zombies that have horns. Assuming we're talking human zombies here, I don't know anybody who has horns on their head to lose. If you restate those parameters, I might accept your challenge. But no, that would just be silly. Part 4, my name. Now, for some reason, I'm someone who tends to just get a lot of nicknames because, I don't know, maybe it's my face. I have no idea. For example, at work alone, I've got several, from Sour Patch Kid to Papa Smurf, because of the hair, to The Reverend, to Black Rob now, which we've decided is going to be my rapper handle. It'll be awesome. Absolutely the best nickname, and to the point where it is now my official name, official being that I prefer to be called it, is Frobert. Now, how did this arise? When I first went off to school, I was known as Robert. Unfortunately, the hall on the dorm I ended up living on already had a Robert, and so, to avoid namespace collisions and subsequent confusion, I had to get a new name. Now, a few ideas were bounced around, such as calling me by my middle name, which was Henry, which was unacceptable. Also, calling me Oscar, because Oscar Myers. I don't remember. I just remember Oscar came up, and I vehemently disagreed with that also. Our hall also has a policy, a tradition, I should say, of putting letters in front of people's names. As I was the freshman Robert, they put an F in front of my name. Now, you think it would be pronounced Frobert, but in 2 independent events, it became Frobert. The first thing that happened was that someone commented, well, Frobert sounds silly. You could, it could be Frobert. It's French. Well, at the same time, the person who was writing this down on the board to, make notes of this, misspelled my name and left off the T. So I was Frober for that time, which then became Frobert. And, after about a month, this name caught on, and I got quite used to being called Frobert. And, in the same way that any silly long name gets shortened, it just got shortened to Fro. So that's why to this day, if I'm going to introduce myself and, it doesn't need to involve, say, my legal name, I prefer to be, just to tell people call me Fro. It's, short, it's extremely unique, especially coupled with pink hair, and it's awesome. Part Pi. What, you thought this set would be ordered? I've ranted about my job, and speaking of work just previously, have you had any interesting jobs? Have you done interesting work? I don't know. Let me know. Part 9, hair. I don't know about you, but this is the longest my hair has ever been, as far as I can remember. So, also there was a kid in high school, a friend of mine, who used to do that hair flick a lot, and I really don't want to be stealing that from him. So yeah, but, I'm not going to cut my hair for as long as possible. I'm trying to see how much the maximum annoyance my hair can cause me is before I decide to cut it. Part 2 Pi. It's about 6. Buffyverse. I started Angel recently, which apparently, starts at about the same time you start. Well, it starts about the same time as season 4. I'm already 8 episodes in. I tend to watch them as background noise while I'm working on stuff like this. Although I do pay attention, you know. It's got a thumbnail. I do pay attention, and that's really, you know, the important part. Although I've discovered you can actually pick up most pop culture references, even if it's in the background, so who knows. I do hope you realize the irony of what you said, and that every Buffy season has a point, because she stakes people, and they have points, because they're stakey. Come on. I do have to agree with you. Season 4 was kind of slow, I think on the grounds, because it's like, oh, hey, she went off to college, and, you know, it was just like, oh, yeah, that's, you know, an important development, and, you know, we have to show her adjusting to it, and we're going to slowly introduce, you know, this shadowy organization and this myth arc that's going to take up the entire season. But, I actually really liked it at the end. It is a really kick-ass ending. You will like it. Part N-1, Punishment. So, I'm, you know, making the onion footage public is probably a good idea, and you'll explain things tomorrow. And in the meantime, now you get to pick a punishment for me, because clearly I've run over, and I don't feel like cutting things out. So, have fun. Classes start on Monday, so now I'll have something to do on them. And finally, Part N, goodbyes. I'll see you on a day that ends in Y.